Hello, my ponytubers and guttubers, Brony here, and welcome back to Halloween-tober. This was meant to be uploaded yesterday on day 18, and I also realized that it was Al's birthday yesterday, so I decided to give him a late birthday gift, but realized that it might have delayed the drawing, and also a bonus drawing at the end. But this fusion tober is Fred from Courage the Cowardly Dog and Ryuk from Death Note. I didn't know what characters I was gonna choose. I didn't want it to be like sort of gang related, like some of the majority of my fusions. But I kept it simple, so I chose a cartoon show that was very old and an anime that is really dark. The anime is Death Note, actually. I've never watched any of these shows, but what I can tell from it is that they're kind of pretty dark. So I actually tried to make this fusion a bit creepy, and also I used Hypnotic.exe as a reference because I did not use his head shape size for a reference point for future characters, but it's the best result. So as you can see, I am drawing like the fusion. The drawing starts off pretty simple. I usually start with the head base. I combine his eyes with Ryuk's eyes, and then put Fred's eyebrows, and mix Ryuk's hairstyle with Fred, sort of. But some of the body proportions I used on this fusion are mostly from Ryuk, because he is the most scary out of him. Yeah. And I also added his little, like, skirt thing, his little ruffly scarf, and he's just so, his body is just black while his head is just so pale, and Fred just wears like an olive green business suit. I didn't realize while looking at the reference picture, I thought that was his like body, but it's actually his arm reaching out to something. Probably Courage. I added his tie, the sharp fingernails, like the gravy. He has no shoes, and added the little skull at the end of the belt. Apart from what you can tell. And oh, don't mind me, I just combined his nose alongside with Fred and Ryuk. I just combined their noses for some reason. And most of the dynamics, he mostly just has Ryuk's like DNA, apart from like minus Fred. And believe me when I say you're gonna hate the color palette when I actually hate it. I said it once and I'll say it again. Ryuk's whole body except for his head is just pitch black. And I had to combine it with Fred's body. Fun fact, this actually took me a while to realize that I only had to use 50-50 of the color percentage. So on the first half I used normal opacity, then on the second I used 50 opacity.
Chatouiller mon ego. Allez, allez, allez. Laisse-moi entrer dans ta matrice. Goûter à tes délices. Personne ne peut m'en dissuader. Allez, allez, allez. Je ferai tout pour t'accompagner. Tellement je suis borné. Je suis bien dans ma bulle. Allez, allez, allez. Tout est beau, tout est rose, tant que je l'impose. Dis-moi qui est le plus beau. Allez, allez, allez. Allez, allez, allez.
And then the last part, it was time for the eyes. And this fusion actually looks terrifying in the final result. Besides the glowing effect of Ryuk. And it looks fine. Here's the finished result. I'm not a fan of it, but 4 out of 10. And before you go all, what? Alistair and Mikado again? I know, but Alistair got a new redesign, and you know what? I didn't want to do it, but after I waited a long while until all the characters have been released. Unexpectedly, I didn't know Cherry Bomb and Sir Pentious got a redesign, but I wanted to redesign Mikado Alistair. And it's a trippy ride. Well, I traced my old sketch and kept some parts and erased some white lines on it. And I did the 50-50 color palette choice. You can probably tell that Alistair now has short hair, so I decided to do that with him. At some parts of his redesign, I had to go back and look at the older video last year and do the same things that I tried to replicate in the old one. But there were some color changes. I kept the hair the same way as the old one, added stripies and a little tint fades. The color kind of looks a bit different, kind of like a pinkish red, but oh boy, does it get weird. I also added the white Danganronpa shade, the Danganronpa white shade. Then I did his gloves, and I think I did his tie or bow tie a bit wrong, but I still gave it a good shot. Now, I didn't like how the shirt came out, mostly because the color was like a shade of pink, and like I was barely aware of that. I don't know why. Why is it pink? I don't even know anymore. Even the cuffs are like the same shade of pink as the stripes on his shirt. Good lord, how much pink could you take? You know what I just realized while drawing this? I realized that when Angel just told him it's Strawberry Pimp, I can't unsee it now with this redesigned fusion. Well, at least the mask kind of turned out like the same. I mean, the mask kind of almost matches the skin. But there were a few amount of changes. The teeth on the mask look more pumpkin color-like, if that's a thing. While mixing the two colors of the hat, they're like, the top and bottom are different colors. And I realized that the broken, circle thing also has the same color as the band. And now for the infamous final part, are the eyes. Or the eye in that case, because he's wearing a mask. I did a good, decent, accurate-looking Danganronpa style eyeball. And it looks kind of good, especially with my improvement of shading. Now it looks more accurate. And of course, I added Alistair's eyeshadow. And the monocle is 50% of the red. Oh, and I actually used the fire in Mikoto's illustration art. And it looks so cool. Here's the OG Alistair Mikoto fusion, and here's the new one, and the one without fire.